On October 3rd, we notified you that an unauthorized party had accessed the Barbados Revenue Authority vehicle registration database and that this breach had been reported by the BRA to the Data Protection Commissioner. In response to this, and starting at the time we became aware of the incident, we stood up an incident response team drawn from our National Cybersecurity Unit, co-led by the Barbados Defence Force Cyber Unit, and drawn also from local and international cybersecurity experts. The incident response team has done significant work to contain the incident while also strengthening the security of the BRA's existing infrastructure. I want to introduce you now to Lieutenant Commander Neil Matthews, head of the BDF Cyber Unit and our incident manager on this issue. Lieutenant Commander Matthews and several of his team members have been working with me at the Ministry of Technology for some time on our overall cybersecurity efforts, which this incident and previous ones have shown us that we quite frankly need to fast track. I'll ask Commander Matthews to say a bit about the efforts that we've undertaken to analyze the incident and to harden the associated systems.
Thank you, Minister. Since the last update, a more thorough assessment of the root cause of this incident has been undertaken, and we're working with the appropriate local and international law enforcement channels in line with international best practice and local law. The forensic team looked at how the system was breached, confirmed the contents of the files involved, and they've undertaken a comprehensive review of the content of those files to determine what, if any, personal information they contain. We have been on the ground working alongside the BRA to take steps that further reduce the risk of this type of incident occurring in the future, including reviewing and monitoring the authorities' technical security measures and increasing awareness of the practices that should be undertaken at the level of systems and people using them to protect those systems and the information they contain. That is in the short term, and this is with respect to the incident and the BRA. On a parallel track, the Ministry has identified all the critical infrastructure agencies, and we've begun an audit of all government systems to update the existing risk register of those critical agencies and others, and are rolling out measures to protect the country's assets and people's information.
So in other words, we've done the immediate containment, we've hardened BRA's systems, and we're systematically taking steps to speed up our hardening and cyber resilience across government. Now to the next steps as we move to close this incident. We have no reason to believe that any information from this breach has so far been used to commit fraud or other harmful activities. Much of the information breached was the kind of administrative documentation that is reasonably low risk, but some of the information carries personal identifying data. For this reason, out of an abundance of caution, and to help the affected individuals identified to mitigate the potential impact of this incident, the BRA will contact those individuals and offer credit monitoring services for an agreed period to help them track whether their information is showing up in any online environment in any ways that they did not authorize. This is a pretty standard service that some people opt to use just as a matter of course, even when their data has not been involved in a breach. Such is the world in which we live today, where constant vigilance is necessary in a digital environment, just as we are cautious by locking our doors and warning our families about those that might do us harm. The BRA will also reshare helpline information to reach their data privacy officials in case anyone has questions. This cybercrime, while regrettable, further underscores the necessity of the Government of Barbados' ongoing efforts to systematically mature the overall cyber resilience of the public sector and all critical infrastructure by implementing appropriate safeguards across ministries, statutory corporations, and other state-owned enterprises. But it also reminds us of the measures we must take every day at an individual level to keep our sensitive information secure. Things like not clicking on links sent by people you don't know, or with language that seems strange or unfamiliar, and like using common measures like two-factor authentication for your email and for your social media. We're going to be sharing these kinds of reminders from time to time because ultimately these are the kinds of steps that keep us all safe. To that end, government will also be undertaking a national cyber and information security awareness program, not just across government, but for all citizens. We value the trust you place in us to protect your privacy, and we take seriously our responsibility to safeguard your personal information. We are committed to ensuring continued transparency in a way that maintains the integrity of this investigation and of our overall national security resilience. and in a way that continues to build trust among Barbadians and those with whom we interact.